Have you ever looked into the eyes of a fish and felt certain it was trying to tell you a secret? In a land where golden deserts melted into the silver shimmer of the sea, there lived a young man named Faisal. He wasn't a prince, nor a soldier, nor a magician, just a cook's helper in the palace kitchens. But Faisal had something more valuable than titles, a heart open to wonder, and curiosity so deep it could make even the palace cats stop and watch him. Each morning he carried baskets of cinnamon, saffron, and cardamom through marble courtyards, where peacocks fanned their jeweled tails, past fountains that whispered in rose-scented mist. But his favorite part of the day was when the fishermen came ashore, their wooden boats groaning with the tide, nets dripping with fish that gleamed like shards of rainbow glass. One early morning, as the sky began to blush with the first kiss of sunlight and a glowing feather drifted lazily through the golden air, the royal fisherman stumbled toward the courtyard, pale and wide-eyed. "I found something strange," he gasped, holding up a small silver fish. It wasn't like any fish Faisal had ever seen. Its scales shimmered like moonlight scattered across water. And then, its mouth opened. "Please," it said, in a voice as soft as ripples on a pond. "Don't cook me." Faisal nearly dropped the basket in his hands. The fisherman fainted on the spot. The fish blinked, its dark eyes glistening. "I'm under a spell. Help me, and I'll help you." Without a moment's hesitation, Faisal wrapped the fish in a damp cloth and carried it to his small room hidden in the palace gardens. In the soft lantern glow, the fish began to speak again, its voice carrying the rhythm of waves. "I was once a prince," it said, "but a sorcerer, jealous of my happiness, cursed me into this form. The spell can only be broken if someone dares to carry me to the Lake of Echoes, deep in the forbidden forest, and place me in its waters when the moon kisses its reflection." Faisal's heart pounded. "Then we'd better start tonight." And so, under the cover of darkness, with the fish safe in a small glass bowl tucked into his satchel, Faisal slipped past the palace gates. The forbidden forest loomed before him. Its ancient trees bowed low, their branches weaving a tunnel of shadow and starlight. Fireflies blinked between the leaves like tiny lost stars, and the wind moved in sighs, almost speaking. As Faisal walked, he could swear he heard his name carried on the breeze. "Faisal!" He turned. Shadows shifted between the trunks. His steps quickened. The fish's glow was fading. "We're close," it whispered. "But we must hurry." Suddenly, a low howl split the air. From the darkness stepped a jackal made of swirling smoke, its eyes glowing blue like frozen fire. It blocked the path, growling, its voice a hiss. "Turn back, or lose what you carry." Faisal's hands shook, but he stepped forward. "I won't." The jackal bared its teeth, and the forest seemed to lean in, listening. "Tell it the riddle of the winds," the fish whispered urgently. "What riddle?" Faisal asked. "You'll know," the fish replied. Faisal drew in a breath and faced the jackal. "What can be heard but never seen, felt but never caught, and still dances with the trees?" The jackal's ears twitched. Slowly, it lowered its head. "Go," it murmured, stepping aside until its smoky form dissolved into the shadows. The trees parted, and the forest opened like a great sigh. There before them lay the Lake of Echoes, still as glass, holding the stars in its arms. The moon had just begun its descent toward the water. Faisal waded into the shallows, the cold curling around his knees. With careful hands, he lowered the fish into the glowing lake. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then, the water rippled. A soft hum rose, deep and ancient, and light burst upward like 1,000 silver ribbons. The fish shimmered, and in its place stood a young prince, cloaked in white and gold, eyes bright with gratitude. "You freed me," the prince said. "You dared where others would not." Faisal's voice trembled. "But I'm no warrior. I'm just a hero," the prince finished gently. As dawn painted the sky in rose and gold, birds filled the air with songs that felt like celebration. The prince led Faisal back to the palace, where the king, stunned and overjoyed, embraced his long-lost son. From that day forward, Faisal's name became part of the kingdom's stories. The prince made him royal advisor, not for wealth, not for power, but for the courage of his heart. And every year, under the silver light of the moon, the two friends would return to the Lake of Echoes, watching the stars ripple on its surface, remembering the night they faced shadows, solved riddles, and broke a curse. Because sometimes the ones who change the world aren't the strongest or the cleverest. They're the ones who choose to care, no matter how small they feel. So tell me, if you met a talking fish asking for help, would you listen? Share your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales that touch the heart.